But for the Grace of Evil. Episode 1, Season 1, The Reveal. The beeping from the checkouts was slowly driving Lith Grace insane. Her feet were adding their complaints to the noise. She started to close the checkout so she was able to go home when she saw, with disguised brown eyes which matched her hair, a little old lady who shuffled up to the checkout, laden down with a heavy cat food in a basket, and asked politely, "Is this checkout open?" Lith looked around the market and saw all the other checkouts had a long line in front of them as people tried to get their groceries just before the store closed for the day, and relented to her conscience. "Yeah, it's still open. You got me just in time." The little old lady smiled a smile missing teeth, started loading the tins of human and cat food onto the conveyor belt. Lith quickly scanned each item, was given exact change from shaking hands, and could finally sign off from work. She ran to the bus station, feet splashing in puddles as she tried to dodge the rain pouring down. She was just in time as she reached the bus station as the bus pulled up. The doors pulled open with a hiss from the hydraulics, and she hopped in, scanning her card as she went, sitting in the back while watching the rain pour down the windows during the long ride allowed her muscles to finally start relaxing. Lith arrived at her flat, which she shared with university student Stephanie Farwell, who could only be described as lanky with the cause of forgetting to eat. Lith saw her blonde hair covering shoulders which were hunched over the table as she studied, while Lith walked into the apartment and collapsed into the green beanbag in the corner. Lith started the series of questions that polite society required roommates to ask when they arrived back from work. "How was your day?" Stephanie finally noticed that Lith was home, and as she looked up she replied, "Mostly fine, but Professor Rox is quite annoying, talking for ages without saying anything important. Next year will be better, when I no longer have to take his philosophy class and can just concentrate on my engineering degrees. Finals are tomorrow, so I'm going to do some reviewing tonight, so please be as quiet as possible tonight." She remembered her manners and asked, "How was your day, if I may ask?" "Fine and completely normal, and brought home the valuable food and rent money." "I'm sorry, but my scholarship just about covers my books and classes," said Stephanie. I know," said Lith. "I was just making a joke. Anyway, you are way too sensitive." "I am completely bare and going to bed," she said, covering a yawn. "Good night," Stephanie said as she looked back to her books. Lith staggered to her bedroom and collapsed into her bed. Luckily she had tomorrow off, as she had some things she needed to do. She realized as she rubbed her forehead that she needed to visit Delia's shop and pick up some supplies. Lith's glamour was starting to wear out. She felt underneath her pillow and grabbed the dagger in the sheet she kept there and fell asleep. The next morning she woke up with her brown hair strewn around her head. Her phone was showing the time to be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. She got up and made what counted as breakfast to her as music played in the background from the radio. The tattoo on her arm controlling her glamour flashed a vivid green as the glamour failed prematurely. Lith swore when black horns sprouted from her forehead and eyes became flames. Murphy's Law started to apply when the door swung open to reveal Stephanie, who had finished her finals early. She gasped when she saw Lith. Lith's demonic heritage had finally come to the light, it seemed. "I can explain, Steph," she started to say when she spotted someone slowly coming up the stairs, which appeared to be her cousin Jezebel, who had a look that said she had come with the intent of making people hurt. It was just not her day. Stephanie, just trust me and take my hand. I'll explain later. Stephanie gulped and grabbed her hand, and Lilith teleported. With the last thing she saw was Jezebel's face getting twisted in anger. The room they landed in was dark and damp, but it was safe for the moment. Lilith released Stephanie's arm, and Stephanie promptly collapsed onto the ground, dust raising in a cloud. Lilith sighed and rubbed her forehead, circling around the points where her horns sprouted out of her forehead. Right, I should explain, shouldn't I? Please don't interrupt me. It's going to be hard enough as it is to explain. First things, I'm not totally human, only on my father's side. I'm what is called a warlock, which is someone half human and half demon. I've got magic and everything. Lilith conjured up a blue flame in her hand, further revealing the squalor of the room and harshing the lines of Lilith's face. My mother, a demon nurse, seduced my father, and here her voice hitched, killed him. When she returned back home, she discovered she was pregnant with me. She dumped me with the rest of the kids to be raised as one big group. Nobody cared what happened to us. I was the misfit of the group. When I was 13, ready to be trained past sheer basic magic, I was given the dagger and told to kill a young man as sacrifice. I helped him escape instead, and was cast out. The only reason I can cast a glamour at all is it's such a basic spell. Still have to wear gloves to stop deadly magic leaking out. I don't know why Jezebel is after me. Stephanie looked up to Lilith. Dark eyes were large in her face. What are we going to do? Lilith had no idea.